All right, here we go. Let's see. Let's get this a little closer. A little bit closer. A little bit closer. All right. Is this better? I don't know. Shoot. Check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Maybe this is good. Maybe this is good. All right. Tonight. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go to that. All right. So tonight, I was kind of thinking if I should even do this split screen thing, but I probably should. And then we want this one there. So I am going to play with Gwenpool and Jeff, silly shark. So let's see how this goes. Take Gwenpool. I know I got that down. I'll figure that out pretty fast. Do want to take a good look at Jeffy, the shark. So first thing I got to do is break down what he's like. Looks like he's just that shape's actually. I do this any other way that I do my drawings, I'll kind of look out for what the shapes are that make up Jeff the shark. I was looking at his head. If I drew a circle and like compared it to a circle, it comes out like there. And then to break down the half, the snout part of this, it's going to go a little further down, but then he's got a cheek. The cheek comes up, and they've kind of given him this. This is the Marvel Rivals Jeff, which is pretty nice. Really like it. Not sure what they're doing for. They kind of like give him a little bit of a snout, like a puppy dog, a little bit. It looks like. And they run that up there. A lot of what makes Jeff is also his coloring. Yeah, and then they have his. Yeah, whoever drew these freaking really good. See that flatness it up a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of what I was looking at. And then they can make a goofy smile on him, angled backwards this way. Is it though? No, it looks like it is. Pretty happy little cat. Got all the rows of teeth. So they kind of hinted at the rows behind. And at the bottom, they did not do the same thing. I will probably draw that my own way. I don't know, actually. Because that's right, I think shark teeth do this bone-wise. So they line the whole mouth. And there's rows of them, so see if we can do this. I give them the inside of the mouth thing. There, that's kind of cool. Yeah, that looks weird when you put that in there, but that'll look good when we put it at the end. And then also what they've done, draw it bad enough there. I'm trying to avoid the drawing that down here below. So there's a few ways I practice drawing stuff when I've never drawn it before. I've drawn Jeff a few times, but never like seriously trying to draw them. I really like how this guy draws them. That's really nice. Marvel artists, whoever this is, and I probably look it up to find out, but I'm not gonna do that. This guy's really good. These things are offset, which is really cool. So they're kind of like that. You one the top fin bigger than the bottom one, and when he makes the fins, he's kind of making sure they have a nice um, con convex shape to them, which is really nice. And then even let's see, how is this? Gross. What is going on with my eraser here? Yeah, we need a real one. Is this the right one? Yeah, that's fine. Can we make that bigger? No, there we go. Just trying to see here. Just practice drawing this one for a minute, you guys. It's kind of there. Trying to figure out how to get to that snout a little easier. Like, how big are they making? Top there was that. Did I do it big enough? I don't know. I think I might have. Yeah, I think that's fine. Eyes here. The other eyes here. And then even for this eye shape, whoever designed this for the Marvel game, there's a few things that are really nice, like that eyeball's not round and it's not a perfect oval, but it's this shape that kind of does this. Like if it was if I was drawing it polygonal, it would be got this shape to it, but round. And they put the um, highlight in there, which you can do that, but I don't feel like I need to. And I'm thinking the shape of the nose here, almost like, yeah. Anyway, you just have to draw that. Pretty cool. I like it. So figure this way I can draw. So yeah, it's super cool. Like such a good design. And even on the fin, like on the drawing um that I'm copying, instead of just doing that with his line, he actually, the guy who drew this does this, where he kind of bows out the lines, which is how things actually kind of in real life. Normally, when you're looking at figures or whatever, and you see any kind of, instead of a rib cage or something, doing that and drawing that and drawing these lines that go inside, they're always more, when you go to clean them up, they need to be more shapes like that, compressing, and even on the side that has the stretch, you have like stuff like that. And then you can draw a center line, center line. I'm sitting in a weird place in relationship to where I'm drawing on my screen right now. But you can draw stuff like that. It makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, anyway. We'll turn that into Gwenpool in a minute. But just wanted to kind of bring that up because that's something that, yes, I am undoing all of that. And they actually just did it on Jeff the Shark here again. It's got like the outside of his face there, and then kind of trying to see how far this comes down. Get comfortable drawing the shapes here. I gave too much room there, so it's closer to that side of the mouth, and then looks like the cool thing too, they giving this shape with the thing around his neck and making sure he's more of a football if on the cross section, which is nice. So that's a nice little feature to have in there. And now I think that goes back quite so far. I need to get the fin in so I know how far back that goes. And then, yeah, this thing. There's it there. Here. This way. It gets fatter as it comes to. It goes from thin to thick down here. And then nice little separation there. And then this says tough. Let's draw that like that. I really like the drawing of this dude. He's awesome. One, two, three, four, five, six. So there's looks like there's 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it looks like there's 6 on each side. So from the center line, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go there. It's more like 5 on the bottom, and they made them smaller. So 1, start closer. 2, 3, 4. 2. And it goes back, and then so mouth there. Do that. Oh, that's pretty cool. And then, oh wow, okay. So this is what I was wondering. That's interesting. So like, I forgot to get this in there. I didn't get this in there really good, but he's got this other. His body actually comes out and does that. So it's his head. If I was to draw this simply, his head, and then his body. They made it really subtle, but they did it. He's got a second part to that right there. So that helps get that thickness in there. And then when I go to draw from here on out, top part. That's tough. What's going on there? And then really good design. I like it a lot. It's bigger, smaller. Goes in there, and then until we comes off of there. How well did he stick to his fin shape? So the fin shape would be a little like if I draw a line up, do that sort of thing. So I want to make sure it's not taller than that back one. Main thing I'm looking at, and then give it thing there. He's got the spots. Make sure we get those in there. All right. So if I just keep getting faster and faster at drawing that, let's break down. I need to make sure this gets thicker through here. This is too. There we go. This. Okay, so even his tail is kind of doing this, and then underneath this back leg here, which is something really cool here that I like a lot too. So under this back leg here, it gave him a little pot belly, it seems like. So if you look at the leg, how they drew it, if I draw a line straight through from here, they gave him the thing that I was kind of like curious about. Is they gave him the weird like animal back feet, which was an interesting choice. And then for that back leg, it's tapering the whole way. We want about that much space, and then we can flat here, and that's where we kind of need our feet to hit. So, dun, 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 that's our back leg. And then the cool thing was the relationship here was you can follow that through. And then front leg starts here, and they have a nice little like. I'm gonna draw this. I'm gonna draw in the outline of. He's got his little shark white muzzle there. And it goes out and down here, and then drew it through and do something like that. That. And so, yeah, okay, we can do that. And then this leg over here is going to be kind of up here. And they hinted at the shape using the shadows. And they just did a regular kind of. I don't know if they gave him paws. Oh, yeah, they did. They gave him three. What you call it? Paw. Toes. Toes, I guess. Let's see if I can get it right. So we got 1, 2, and 3 kind of hidden behind there, I guess. The other side. Back leg. I got that way too small. So that's cool. Good old Jeff the Shark. And then I gotta make sure this is gonna wrap around here. White and white goes back and stops there before it gets to the tail. Alright, so let's see how fast I can draw it. Just doing this. Keep drawing. I'm gonna keep drawing until I get it right. Not get it right until I'm comfortable with drawing them. starting with him because he's a little tougher than Gwenpool. I just want to be able to sketch him kind of fast and look for the main parts that are, and then look for the main parts that make him up, and then maybe he's not tall enough there or something, I don't know. But that's pretty much what's up, and then it's cool. All right, so I get used to drawing him. His head not fat enough on that one. I'm gonna start coloring in his eyes so we can see him. That's cool. All right, so let's see some stuff with him. Whoa, that's cool right there. They have, god dang it, Pure Ref has a little bit of a funky thing to it where you have to grab it with. Anyway, never mind. You have to middle mouse and drag around. This is kind of interesting. See how they do that. Draw down on him. Maybe this is really nice too. So that is more. I love how organic the shape is. It's really cool. But the biggest part, making it wide enough and making it tall enough. I think the main thing is really getting that football shape in there. Shapes overlapping. So nice. Great, great drawings. And then point to draw the snout, kind of doing that. It needs to go here, here. Yeah, it always comes back to this. Ah, that's tough. All right. I need to always start it back by this. By there. Good to know. The mouse not open on this one, so it's kind of got a little bit of an underbite. So it looks like they just put a second row. Just gotta put the tongue in there somehow. And then make the cool snout shape that makes up his. That's kind of interesting. All right. I seem to always give him a cheek. That'll look awesome. That's going to stay close to there. that. Two. Into the belly and all that. That kind of negative space there. Stops there, and then this is something I definitely need to know. They put a friggin' paw on him. It's really funny. That kind of thick. And the meatier the better, I guess. And then not to come too far out. 1, 2, 3. Maybe draw something like that, and then not sure what they're doing with that forearm here, but it doesn't seem like they're giving him like a little bit of a back. There he is, out a little bit. That doesn't be something more like that. And the cheat in the back leg. On the side. And then, yeah, so the shape here is going to be more like that. Make sure we get that in there. This back here. This here. Oh. Negative space there. Probably get away with making this a little bit there, and then tail comes out. There. Make sure we get the shape there. Bigger. Tiny little gap. Bigger one of those. And the other one's behind it a little bit. It's smaller. And then you want the big. Bigger. So I was going to draw this. I'll do. I think I'd. Make sure I draw that in there too. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect every time, but I wonder if you can just do that and get away with it. I don't like it flying better like that. Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have? So my idea for drawing him was what I want to do. I'm not good at drawing him yet, but I'll get there. I'd like to have him something along the lines of maybe he's jumping like that, and it can be something like running. Let's see, how would that be? Have him running. And then have no. The idea was happened was to have Gwenpool riding him. But I want him to be more like that. Where maybe something like that, and then have him like there, something like that. Or you have that, and have that. And then small one, bigger one, and then maybe this one has to stick up a little bit more in the front. Does it? I don't know. Something on those lines. Curious question is, how long is his tail from? Does that work? I don't know. Got this long shape here. I feel like it does. And then I think it just needs to be fatter. That's the deal. That helps out quite a bit. And then this comes up here, and then it's going to come off of there. It wraps into the arms and goes around his back. Well, that's kind of cool. I wonder, actually. looks better. Make his eyes a little bigger. Maybe making them too small. Maybe. A little dot in there, the glare. I don't know if that works or not, but the idea was that what I'd like to do is have maybe it's better to put maybe it's better to do that and have this go that way and have this that kind of thing. And that looks cool. And then maybe this can go out a little further. Yeah, that's kind of not too bad. And then that's way on the back. I drew that too close to his head. I think I need to get that there. Careful about how much of that I draw. There we go. Starting to feel more like him. Because he's got those. There we go. And then some right there. And then his tail's gonna, the fin would be there. And then kind of what I was hoping was Gwen would be. Does she have room to sit on top of it? She does actually. I might have to hide the fin. And then he needs to have that on. There needs to be some space here. And then do that for him. Didn't make his face really smile big enough, maybe. I guess a little better. And then back there. So maybe we can just do that for now. But the main thing I wanted was that way, and then have Gwen riding. I don't know how big she would be next to him. Does she have anything where he's tiny in that comic, but yeah, okay. Maybe she wouldn't be riding on him, but I'm gonna make him big enough that she could. And I want to pose. I'm gonna draw the pose on a different layer. Let me get rid of this frame thing. I don't need that right now. Whoops. I don't need that right now. But think when she would be either kind of doing that sort of thing. Like, see if I can draw a good head on there. Kind of wanted the idea that she would be doing that sort of thing. I wonder if as if he was um, running faster than she could really keep up in the air. She'd have like right there. And then maybe we see how that works. The idea was something like that. But I want to make it. I want to make her leaning back a little bit more. So that was kind of the idea, was have her riding him like that or have her sitting more so she is leaning forward on. I don't know if I want her hair out. Something like that. Where is her? Where's she at? And then her kind of like super happy riding him. He's leaning, so probably be something like let's do that, and then like that, and then something like that where she's like riding him like that. It's super comfortable on him, sort of thing. And yeah, something like that. And then have her mask. I like it when they have her mask on her. It's kind of funny. You really wouldn't see it like that, would you? Yeah, sideways and crooked on. She's got the backpack on. Maybe the backpack's like flying up. And then she's got the swords. Bunch of pouches and stuff. Yeah, so anyway, I don't know what I was thinking about. Either a pose like that, or I wonder if BL I like that. I don't know. That's actually pretty freaking fun. I kind of like how that is. It's pretty fun. I think that's something I might do. I just have to work out um, that back tail for him so it's not running. So maybe it would have to go there. Or maybe it goes there. That's an option too. So figure all that out. That's kind of fun. We get rid of. Let's do this so we have him. And hand it out. This one, get rid of that. Be that, or it extends over further. And then it would be here. And then be all right that way too. There's another option. I like that one. That's kind of cool. So maybe that's the direction I take. Certainly could explore a little bit more. We're at an hour, so I'm going to cut this one. Do to at least explore She's actually super happy when she's getting thrown in the air. It's kind of what I was thinking. She'd be more. So more at us. Where? Running out of space to draw is part of the problem. And this is part of why my drawings get too. When I draw these things, I like drawing them more with the super thick lines at first. She's got those boots on, so we can actually just draw that. I've got a big problem with her boots that I don't like, and all the everywhere I see it drawn. Give me a second here. Anyway, one of the things I'm not a fan of on her boots, the design in general, is it's there. One of the things that I was not a fan of with her design on her legs is if I was going to draw boots. Just trying to give an example here. They put her boot design right at her knee. So the problem with that for me is when you bend her knee, you have to figure out what to do with her knee. Does the boot slide below the kneecap? It's too drawing all these drawings too close together. It's part of the issue. Control D, D. Yeah. So actually, just draw it now. Normal. So you have to figure out, does it go above the knee or below the knee, and draw the actual knee normal. Um, So I like the idea of drawing it. I like that. So it actually would go, I like how it is right here. That drawing right there. That's super cool. They drew that below her leg. And then it can just kind of do its thing. And do that sort of thing. Or like it'd be a lot longer than that, so that's kind of now. Put it there. And then her knee would be about right there. And then we could have the boot there again. So I like that idea for her. And then she's got a belt. He has like 1960s kind of thing on there. Make her shoulders a little wider, longer. Yeah, anyhow, backpack beyond. Yeah, something like that. I was just drawing something to demonstrate the boots, and I ended up with something completely different. A little overkill there, maybe, but I think the idea is there as far as what needs to happen with her. With her boots there. And then I saw somebody simplify the shape on her. I mean, that's cool actually, but I thought I saw something where it was. Oh, yeah. Is it that one? Or it was this one right here. Ah, it's kind of cool. So the stripe that goes down that way. But it looks like no matter what you do, you got to cut in for the little rectangles that are there. Rib cage in there. And then she has the straps on her forearm. I'm just kind of making mental notes here. Ooh. Yeah, a lot of people wrapping this belt around her leg there. I don't know how crazy I am about that. I do like the gun holster down here is cool. And then, yeah, little pouches are fine. So I have to work on the face part. Do I make it cute and cartoony, or do I go back to more realistic thing? And sorry, I end up getting quiet again. And do that. And this should probably be a little bit wider. Thing like that. And that. Yeah. Did not draw that wide enough at all. So anyhow, yeah, something to think about with this. She could be totally falling off of the deal like that and have her pack flying off. Swords intact. Back there somewhere, and then all kinds of pouches and stuff on her. Cool little pinstripes. That sort of thing. I kind of like the idea of keeping her mask off. I like how that girl drew her, whoever the artist was drew her hair. It's more like spiky. It's kind of cool. I don't know. I drew her like Raggedy Ann and Andy. But at any rate, it's kind of cool. But I think I got a bit of a plan here. I need to figure out, you know, the best ways to draw old Jeffy here. Yeah, gotta get the necklace on. No, I don't think I'm doing too bad with them actually in that drawing. I think that could be better is this mouth could be a little bigger. There you go. Go up and around a little better. Whoops. That's kind of cool. I almost think you have to draw like a little bit of a center line, kind of nose, and make sure. There. Like that drawing. Because then I can just put the backpack on her and one of the swords, maybe the other sword sticking out down there. Pouches. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's not bad, but yeah, Jeff, he's fun. I mean, I wonder if one of the other ways I could have him. Something. This is I honestly just want to try drawing him in a different pose that I'm not. Do something like that. Maybe I got that backwards. That. It could be smaller like that. Damn. I'm giving myself enough room to draw anything, do I? On this, but I was gonna try to draw something like that where it came out like that. I don't know. There. Yeah, this head's all out of whack on that. Damn it. Kind of hope hoping it would be more. Is that gonna work? Those ones I struggle with. Snap this totally. Oh, the fin would be way back on the back, so that's not cool. But an idea worth giving a shot to, maybe. You can't see the fin in any of this. Almost like, ah, there you go. That's it right there. I wasn't too far off. Look at his tongue hanging out. His mouth flipping up. Okay, that makes more sense not to draw that. That's more, if you're gonna do it, commit to the up or the down. And then draw that that way. And then you have his tongue hanging out. And if you're gonna do that, you kind of have to draw the, just so you know. Almost had that right. Forehead on her or something. So this is good. Just keep feeling until I get it. But as of now, it is a late night. That at least get this in there. See, guess you don't have to show the back fin to make it look like him. Same, almost the same thing. I didn't even see that drawing. That's funny. I swear I didn't. Yeah. It's a lot of noodling to make it look good. I think this is what I'm gonna end up doing. So tomorrow, I think I'll take this one and work on it, and that'll be my drawing. But I don't know, what does Gwenpool look like? This is probably more. Well, I can use her. This. One option. There I go. I ended up getting quiet again. So one thing I like to do, I'm trying to draw a nose shape, is draw that bottom triangle. So you know how wide it has to be. Or, yeah, because it'll should line up to the. I didn't draw the eyes too far apart. And then that sort of thing. I don't know if you need to sorry, I just ended up getting lost in this. So there. Pick that up. I don't know. Something wrong like that. They're so bad. Looking better anyway. You do. Chin wouldn't be that big. More. Man, that way, doesn't it? Yeah. Something like that. There you go, more cartoony with her like that. That's pretty fun. Version maybe? So too much like a kid. Maybe more. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Huh. And then Shocker. Again. Did I draw this? Nope. He's on a different page altogether. Let's do this. And maybe new. What kind of hair shape would I make? Maybe that's kind of fun. Oh, looks good like that actually. Something like that. Maybe just end it there. Okay. Looks a little bit like a pixie, but kind of cool. Up to that, and then match the shark look on that. Maybe we, I don't know, maybe I can draw the actual masked Gwenpool. That's the other option. And it's just doing far down and you put the cheek. That's pretty much all that is. And then you have to put the little flap in the back when you do the Deadpools. And that. Kind of fun. Super mischievous, but make sure we have that. Yeah, anyway, I think I'm getting somewhere with this stuff. I'm drawing a bunch of Jeff the Sharks and some Gwenpool stuff. I really like to. I don't think anything is really overlapping, so let's do this. And then let's just give myself some room on this one. Move that down, down, down. Get her anywhere else for crying out loud. That's not bad. Let's try to move her. The spot where. Damn. Oh, there we go. Got it. Puzzle piece. Got it in there. Such a dorky drawing, but it's kind of funny. Maybe you pull her mask up over her. Just and then maybe it's just a little too goofy for me. Cool. And then fix this other eyeball. Example of that thing that I won't care for. Anyhow, all right, that's pretty decent. God, I hate that too. Why? Just a few things to fix, really. One of them is that her shoulders are very narrow. Delete the whole head. Probably not. Do I bring this out? Wider. Yeah, absolutely. Makes it better. And the other thing is maybe bringing the oops. What the? That lasso tool. Me. Yeah, so right there. Just want to leave enough information that I have placement. Doesn't look much like her. That's one way to draw it, but we'll figure it out. Where just not sure what to do with her eyes yet. Stupid head. Well, okay, that was not the lasso tool. There's a way. I don't know. Anywho, all right. Well, we got a decent amount of drawing in there. Kind of like where that face was going, right there, and this one right here. Maybe that's one. A good one to use. The hooded Deadpool kind of maybe kind of fun. Or this one. I don't. I don't. I think tomorrow I will figure that out, and I'm definitely gonna run with uh, this kind of thing right here. I like that one right there. So, thank you. Wasn't a bad little night of drawing. The I'm gonna call it here. Oops, cancel. Okay, we gotta do let's make this bigger. Boop, boop. File. Let's save as, and let's do that one. What is this? 13 tonight. Yeah. 13 clip save, and then I'll do a part 2 tomorrow on this one. And yeah, it'll be all good. Dang it, man. I made him look all stupid on this one. That's what I did. There we go. That was the only fix I really needed right there. And then bring the, I'll probably continue with trying to. I have to pay attention to how his proportions are playing out. Jeff the Land Shark, huh? Super cool. I like that character. He's fun. Definitely right up my alley. Super doofy. That wasn't a bad way to fix him, but different ways you could go with that. I like that. Okay, good to know. Can't really put that on him. I think that was the other problem here. Was like I said I was gonna go, but no. Have a look at how they drew him again. Looks like too much of like a puppy dog or something. I don't like seeing him without the fin. I think this guy was meant to be fenned. Yeah. Very cool. And I will start again tomorrow. All right. Well, have a good night and thanks for watching. And we'll draw some more Jeff tomorrow. Ciao and have a good night.